Yeah. Blessings, y'all, and happy Tuesday. I always get confused about the days. Blessing God. Happy Tuesday. If you hear the pitter patter or whatever, it's rain. It's the rain hitting the window. Yeah, it's raining today. So yeah, and yes, that is another box. I am still hauling stuff from one state to the other. That's what happens when you have to do it solo, though. But God is good. But anyhow, I wanted to pause and stay paused to read this verse. Actually, I'm going to read two. But to read this, and then I'm going to go off into what I'm going to go off into. And I can roll and do that. I can roll and talk. But I'm coming from Philippians 1 and verses 6 and 7. So you are probably very familiar with this. And this is the New Living Translation, right? So it says, "And I am certain that God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. So it is right that I should feel as I do about all of you. For you have a special place in my heart. You share with me the special favor of God, both in my imprisonment and in defending and confirming the truth of the good news." All right. And I wanted to touch on, blessed God, come on now. I wanted to touch on something that I'm pretty sure we've all heard at some point in time. And that is, finish what you start. Finish what you start. And I pray, God, I'm going to just ask God, bridle my tongue from my words and only allow what you want to come forth. I don't want to get too personal in this, but I do want to make this a corporate thing, and I want to make it something that is very relatable for you all as well, because when one person experiences something, of course that means someone else has experienced it too. And it's usually for one who has oh, blessed God, one who has an experience that is a little bit, I want to say a little bit better, or if they've handled the experience a little bit better, to be able to help someone else who hasn't handled the experience as well, or to help a group of others who haven't handled it as well. We all know what it means to be, blessed God, offended. I'm very certain that I have offended a lot of people, sometimes purposely, but in these latter times it hasn't been purposely. But I know some things that I have had to say and that I've shared in word have offended people, and they haven't always said it. They haven't had to. I've just known it. And sometimes when we become offended, we will get in ourselves, and our actions and our attitudes towards people change. And whether we have said that we're offended or not, our actions show it. And that's not a good thing, because it festers and it can become bitterness, and it can turn to envy and hatefulness, and some things that come forth, some things that come forth, even that you may feel are helpful. It's more of in a condescending nature versus a helpful nature. And the phrase, finish what you start, has been one of those things that has been ringing out in my head. And I guess for me personally, because I've started so many things, and I had to take accountability for that too, because I've started a lot of things because of people, other people bringing things to me. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Oh, this will be great. Oh, this will be great. Da, 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 da. You know, when people, you know, hype you up, especially in network marketing, and they're so excited about momentum that they feel you will have because of a certain presence that you had or that you have, you know, on social media or with people, or a vibe that they get from you, or whatever the case may be. And then when you don't perform to that, it's like all of the you know, the cheering and all this other, it's like it becomes something else. And often that's because we will stretch ourselves and overextend ourselves trying to appease, and then we end up getting the bad end of the stick, and the stigma of not finishing what we start. And that's when, you know, condescending statements, subliminal statements, indirect, I call it indirect hate mail, you know, and that's not helpful either, because people who discern can discern that. And, you know, not to get too deep off into that, but we have to understand that, sometimes in giving the message of that in the wrong way, it can become more of a discouragement. Because no matter what it is, if we are with God, if we are connected to God, if God allows us to start something, even if it's something that He didn't necessarily tell us to start, but if He allows us to start it, if we put it, oh, blessed God, if we prioritize it the way that it needs to be and place what He wants us to do first, those things that have not been completed yet will get completed. And the thing is, He'll breathe His breath on it. And where we were having such stagnancy and complacency and things of that sort, confusion, He'll spin it suddenly, instantaneously. And, you know, He always comes through for His children. So I say that to say this: be very careful of the messages that you put forth and how you do it and what spirit that you're putting them out in, because you can think that you're doing something helpful and you're really being a discouragement because of the heart posture that you're doing it in. And I know this because I've had to check myself about it. You know, when we do this, oftentimes, you know that finger? Yeah, we're doing this and it's pointing right back at us. We have to do that. When we point, we literally have to have it right in front of us to have a finger pointing right back at us. So be very careful with the things that you do, the things that you say, and the spirit that you are putting them out in, and the heart posture that you're in when you're doing so. Because just because someone doesn't speak on what they know or speak on what they're discerning that's coming from you, it doesn't mean that they don't know. And we do not want to be offensive on purpose, to be hurtful or condescending. We just want to be helpful. Blessed God. I didn't mean to go this long, but y'all know me sometime. Blessed God. But I pray you guys have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. And I will just catch you in the next one. All right? Got my trusty box with me. Yeah, blessed God. Yeah, have an awesome Tuesday. All right.